Well, the IRS with more explaining to do on Capitol Hill as a House committee holds a hearing into the agency's lavish, and I mean lavish, spending on employee conferences. The tax agency shelling out $50 million of your hard-earned money going to videos like these featuring IRS workers showing off their line dancing moves, performing parodies of Gilligan's Island and Star Trek.
Those videos were, at that time they were made, were an attempt to, in a well-intentioned way, use humor, the Star Trek video to open the conference. The dance video was used to close the conference. They would not occur today based upon all the guidelines that exist, and frankly, they were not appropriate at that time neither, Mr. Chairman. And the fact of the matter is it's embarrassing, and I apologize.
Well, that guy, Mr. Fink, actually played Mr. Spock in the Star Trek parody. Joining us now, Congressman James Lankford, a Republican from Oklahoma. He sits on the committee holding today's hearing. He's also chairman of the Republican Policy Committee. Congressman, thanks for taking a few minutes. I have to guess that most Americans are aghast and angry over the kinds of things we're now learning. We're just going to put it up on the screen for them to read. It's $50 million spent on 225 conferences, 2,600 managers flown to California. They spent $4.1 million on that conference, $135,000 for event planners, $60,000 for video. My favorite was $11,000 for a happiness expert. Congressman, should all the people who organized and approved these conferences be fired?
They should have strict discipline, if not gone entirely. These conference costing more than $100,000 had to go up the food chain and be approved by higher-ups. This was approved by higher-ups, and that's what's amazing. There's supposed to be an accountability network built in so this doesn't happen. Even the people higher up approved of it as well. They didn't track receipts and be able to turn in all the receipts. They didn't negotiate for lower rates. This is the stuff that if an American taxpayer did and said, I don't have all my receipts to be able to turn into you, they would face serious penalties on it. But the IRS said, we just don't have all of it. In addition to that, they took money from one account that was designated to hire employees, and then they transferred it over to this conference to pay for their conference because they didn't want to lose it at the end of the year. Again, moving money, not keeping receipts, not tracking, it's not acceptable.
Why do these people even have to go to conferences? Because, you know, we have these new little things called telephones and, you know, internet, emails, and you can even teleconference from your office. So I'm not sure I get it. Can't Congress actually pass a law that simply abolishes all off-site conferences?
We have severely limited travel already. That is one of the things the House of Representatives started working on 2 years ago, was to try to limit this because we saw really changed. 2010, we had this $50 million expense. Now with the IRS doing its training, doing all of its stuff, it's now $6 million. So Congress has stepped in already and tried to severely limit this and say we can use Skype, we can use all kinds of technology, we can conference people in. There are a lot better ways to do this. And then you just look at the incredible waste. The GSA, everyone remembers the famous photo of the man in the bathtub in Las Vegas. That GSA conference was held in my city of Oklahoma City 4 years before. That year it cost $325,000. The year they moved it to Las Vegas, it cost almost $1 million to the exact same event. So we watched this huge rise in all these conferences in 2010. They're wasting our money, and it's got to stop.
You know, only 2 managers so far have been disciplined. They've been put on leave at the IRS, and one of them is actually in charge of overseeing the implementation of Obamacare. Do you think that another agency, given all that's happened at the IRS, needs to be put in charge of implementing Obamacare and not these folks at the IRS?
I believed it was a different agency should have done this in the first place. Number one, I don't think we should have the Obamacare law. I think it's the worst way to be able to do it. They promised it would cover 47 million Americans. Now we know it's only going to cover about 15 million. There's another 31 million still uninsured. So they're going to do all this massive change for a very small return on it for individuals. And they did this massive shift of taxes and put the burden on IRS. And we've said from the very beginning, this is the wrong way to do it. The more that things unfold, the more that we really see this is the wrong way to do it.
Let me get
why we continue to push for a repeal.
Let me get a quick answer to this one because I'm out of time. Senator Ted Cruz is now calling for the IRS to be abolished. He said, let's do it all at once. Reform the tax code, make it simple, and a small agency will do the collection. Good idea?
It is a good idea to be able to. You're not going to ever abolish the IRS, and I know that sounds like an extreme statement. You have to have some mechanism to be able to collect taxes.
Well,
that's the nature of
agency,
any state that you have to have that. But we have to have a more efficient way to do this. It's actually fair. People shouldn't worry about, am I being audited or not because of what I politically believe. That's absurd.
Congressman Lankford, good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.